From killer robots to meteorites hitting the Earth to feminists, we're all fucked. Let me explain. Hello everybody and welcome to YouTube Explained. My name is Vinny and I'm acknowledging the fact that whenever I make a video about a video that doesn't necessarily need an explanation and it's deemed too simple by you guys, you throw a hissy fit. And this is the result. We're going to look at 3 different videos today, each on one topic, and I get to talk to you about awesome films that you should go watch, and hopefully the people who fuss at me won't be as asshole-ish. I said it. I went there. Television and films, they always make the future out to be so scary. And I love it. It's great. Because it means that humanity has a conscience. It means that we're scared of taking a certain path. If you think about it, the ensemble of culture is kind of represents humanity's dreams. Dreams that represent our hopes and ambitions and fears. Let's take a look at some of those fears. 3 short films that represent humanity's greatest fears and worst case scenarios. Number 1, Blinky, killer robots. Number 2, World of Tomorrow, clones, meteorites. Number 3, feminists and overly politically correct people. Let's do it. There are timestamps in the description down below if you want to skip to a certain video. But let's be honest, who wants to skip this, am I right? And you've skipped. See, this is why no one loves you. Fuck you now. First up, Blinky. Blinky is the story of a young boy who lives in a world where artificial intelligence and robots are commonplace in everyday life. His parents are fighting, going through a rough patch, so this little shit exploits it to get a free robot off of them. Probably top of the line, very expensive. What a great kid. Hey, exploit the system when you can, am I right? I'm talking bullshit on the internet and getting paid for it. This film's about 5 years old and it was directed, edited, and written by a director called Rory Robinson. Irish director. Yeah. And it uses one of the most effective tactics for exposition I've seen. I love it. Channel surfing. It's so simple. Just go through a few channels and, you're straight away just immersed into this world and you get an idea of, the political climate and what's happening. It's great. And what a world this is. It really isn't that far from our own. They make it so realistic by making it about a problem that a lot of people are affected by in today's world. And it looks great as well, so that always helps. So the kid got this robot for Christmas, but inevitably he's just gonna grow tired of it, and he does. He leaves it out in the rain, he starts abusing it, telling it to kill everyone, and to count down from 1,000,000, giving him conflicting orders until this poor robot is he's broken down, and doesn't surprise me what he does next. It really doesn't. When they reboot Blinky and he's back to normal, it seems he's not quite back to normal. He starts counting down to 0, and then he gets there, and he does what he was told to do. He kills everyone. But hell, if I was that robot, I wouldn't need to have been told. That kid is a piece of shit. He was purposely made that way, though. I think he was purposely a little shit. He's kind of like Joffrey from Game of Thrones. Not quite on that level, but almost. So yeah, that's pretty much the plot. The kid screams at the robot to kill everyone. Robot has some sort of a glitch or something. When he comes back around, he does what he was told to do. Just like how these robots do what they're programmed to do. You think somebody would have thought to program the 3 laws of robotics into these, robots. How many people have to die? Next up, World of Tomorrow by Don Hertzfeldt. Obviously, he's the guy behind the Rejected cartoons and the feature film It's Such a Beautiful Day, which I'm yet to watch. I know a lot of you suggested it, and I'm gonna go watch it. I will, but let's focus on what we're talking about here. World of Tomorrow is beautiful, and I really recommend you guys see it. I'm about to spoil it, so... In this tale, a young girl, about 4 years old I'm guessing, called Emily, is visited from the future by her clone, her 3rd generation clone, 227 years in the future to be exact. Her clone describes a world where she impregnates herself with her own clone to then transfer her consciousness in order to cheat death. Or you can take the face of your loved one and put it on a robot as well. That's another option. In this world, people can view any point in history through viewing screens. And time travel is possible, just not very safe. In essence, this is a conversation between Emily as a 4-year-old and Emily as a 230-year-old or whatever, because since they transfer consciousness each time, It's basically the same person, just growing older. But the third generation clone is less human than Emily, having existed for so long. She's a little off. She talks in a monotone voice. She's very robotic. And all these dangers of the future are clear, but they're made even clearer through contrast with Emily, who's, we're seeing the world through her eyes, and she's an innocent young girl, and she's laughing and joking about all these things that are, really fucked up to us. And it's really adorable, but also kind of scary at the same time. But it turns out the main motivation for Emily number 3 to come and see Emily Prime is that she wants to get a memory of her that she has forgotten. The memory of her mother. Emily has existed for so long that she forgot who her mother was, where she came from. And so is this entire society, it seems. They're so obsessed with life and death. And this is illustrated with David, the child with no brain, who grew up in a test tube inside of a museum for years and years for people to come and watch grow old. These people have forgotten what it means to be human. Things die, things end, and this society is all about cheating that. Emily's clone also tells about falling in love with rocks and fuel pumps and weird creatures from other planets, which also shows a lack of humanity here. I mean, you can be into whatever you want to be into, but I don't think that's instinctually human. Although I do love a good fuel pump every now and again. But Emily number 3 does go on to, love normal human beings. When Emily Prime tells her clone that she misses her dead husband, her clone stops and is shocked and says that she does not have the mental or emotional capacity to deal with this loss. There's one beautiful line in this film that I'm probably going to mess up, but it goes something along these lines. I'm very proud of my sadness. It means that I am alive. When all of humanity is about to be destroyed, people are uploading their consciousness into cubes and letting them drift in space forever. People are teleporting into the atmosphere and burning up. There are literally dead bodies raining from the sky, and Emily says, those are dead bodies. And Emily Prime says, that's pretty. Are they okay? And Emily says, no, they're dead. And Emily says, oh, I'm gonna count them. It's really messed up. These people are trying to get away from death. They think that they can keep living. They always want more. You know what? Don said it best himself. Until really recently, we've all been dead for the entire history of the universe. We're already so incredibly, impossibly lucky to even be here at all. Every day is a giant cosmic miracle. Yet so many people want more. There has to be something else. There has to be something afterward. But don't we already know what death is like? Overall, this is an outstanding and beautiful film and a very interesting art style. So if you want to go see that, it's on Netflix or you can rent it on Vimeo. Links down below. I may talk about it more in future episodes if you guys want me to do an in-depth analysis, because I think there's more to say, but hey, for now, we're going to leave it there and get to our last video. Last but definitely not least, and definitely the funniest video, Modern Education. Modern Education is a film by Neil Anyway, this film is a follow-up to his previous film, #Equality, but this one's way better. The film deals with a possible future in which overly politically correct people, feminists in particular, have taken the fuck over. And scarily, it's not actually that far from what some people think nowadays, I personally believe that all men should be put into concentration camps. I think it would be a lot better for everyone. What if I'd said that all women should be in concentration camps? What would you guys say to that? What kind of comments would I get in this video if I'd said, oh, I think women should all be in concentration camps? In this film, feelings are more important than facts. Merit is thrown to the wind, and the person with the most disadvantage in society gets put forward. In this film, the gay, trans, Asian, overweight, disabled student is rewarded above everyone else, even though he did the worst work. I thought it was pretty. In this world, offending somebody is the overall worst crime you can commit, and those people are allowed to basically attack you in self-defense, and you're not allowed to retaliate, and that's what happens at the end. This film is just so hilarious and has so many quotable lines. It's insane.
But isn't this a maths class?
Don't be so racist.
Stop violating me with your different opinions!
The students' grades are averaged out and spread out amongst the entire class. so that everyone is average. But sadly, statistics show today that some people do get an edge, and it most certainly is not white male adults. I'm hopefully going to do an entire video on this subject sometime in the next month, so I won't go too in depth. But I made a video entitled Star Wars and Feminism. I since had to take that video down because I was horribly misinformed. Hey guys, this is the definition of feminism. It's all cool, man. I don't understand why everyone's upset. Feminism in my mind was always such a great positive thing. I mean, who is against gender equality? No one. No one is against gender equality nowadays. It's just not a thing. Of course, feminism has done a lot, to get us where we are today. But now we're here, so not quite sure what it's still doing. The feminism movement today is no longer about gender equality. It's about something entirely different. Their arguments simply don't hold up. The gender pay gap doesn't exist, and the patriarchy... But that's an entirely different video. So how's the future going to kill us? Meteorites, killer robots, feminists, bring on the killer robots. One thing I want to say just before we end it about that last video I talked about, there is not one single black person in it. How racist can you be? Guys, I really want you to go into the description down below and sign my petition that's trying to get this guy barred from making any more films or expressing his opinion ever again. He needs to be stopped. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to support the show, there's a Patreon page with some benefits over there. You can give me some of your monies if you got some laying around and if you enjoy my stuff. If not, obviously, you're in no way inclined to do that. There's probably way better things you could spend your money on. Yeah, if you like the video, subscribe. Go check out some other ones I do. I do them every week. So maybe subscribe for more if it's your cup of tea. If not, I'm sorry, but I'm not coffee, alright? Alright, I'm not. Alright, I really wish I could be, but I'm a cup of tea, and if I'm not your cup of tea... what am I saying? I need to... what? Oh my god. Probably all those drugs I've been taking.